I've decided to do more BMW maintenance in this video, so a lot of stuff coming. First things first, I need to fix the AC and the heat. The blower motor's not blowing at all, which I read. It's most likely this fuse that I'm gonna replace, and hopefully that'll fix it. And then after that, I bought a Vanos rebuild kit, which is coming in tomorrow, so I'm gonna do that, which also means a new valve cover gasket, which this one's been replaced, but I'll replace it again, and then it won't leak for another 100,000 miles or whatever, so it'll be good to go. So here's the relay that I guess controls the blower motor, and I guess these tend to fail, and it's under the glove box, so it'll only take a few minutes to replace, so I'm gonna do that now, and we'll see if it fixes it. The blower motor is blowing now. I just need to put the glove box back in, but I'm letting it warm up. I wanna make sure the heat works good, because the actuator on this side kind of fell apart, my fault. But I put it back together. I want to see if it works or if I have to get a new one. All right, AC is working now. So now I just got to wait till tomorrow, then I can do the Vanos. While I'm waiting for my Vanos rebuild, I'm turning this Momo seat into a gaming chair. So I'm drilling the wood out now. I'm gonna put the wood on top underneath the cushions because these seats are super thin, so that would just crack. And then I'll put that underneath, and I'll use these bolts, and I'll have them countersunk so I won't feel them when I sit on them. Here's the gaming chair. Came out pretty good. It works. It's not the most comfortable, but seat was expired, and I wanted to do something cool with it, so here it is. All right, so I'm about to start tearing into the E46. So the valve cover has to come off. That means all the coil packs have to come out. And then the fan has to come out, and then you have room to access the Vanos, and it pulls straight off. So I got this kit from Amazon. I'll link it below. Not if it turns out bad. If it turns out bad, I'll probably get another one. But I think I saw a lot of good reviews on it, so it should be good. But I'm gonna start tearing it apart once it cools down a little bit, and I'll throw in some footage of that. When taking the valve cover off, you have to unclip the coil harness. There's a clip right there, and then one right there. But you unclip those, and then it pulls out. And then for these primary O2 sensor wire connectors, you pull those out, and then it gives you some slack, so you can pull the wires back there. And now the valve cover should be ready to come off. Remember to take your CCV hose. If you don't remove this, you're gonna crack it, and then you're gonna have to replace it. The valve cover is off, and this is one of the cleanest ones I've seen. Wow. It looks really good in there. That's good. And don't forget this connection like I did on the valve cover. You gotta pull this one out. This is EGR thing right here, but I can just put another hose on top of it right here and it'll be fine, but don't forget it. So enough looking at the cleanness of the engine. Now I gotta take the Vanos system off, which is right here. You gotta just unhook the stuff around it. I'm not going too in depth because there's a million things that are in depth about it, but I'll just put some footage in while I take it off.
Rose gold on my right hand. I've been back and forth with all my people from my motherland. She a dummy right before I went out hide a man. She said fly me out if you can, girl, I know you can. I choose not to. The screws inside these caps are reverse threaded. Remember that. Don't snap them. What's the words? I've been hearing plenty talk. It's absurd. We seen them made them really rock. Make them jerk. We seen them made them bossy bot. Make them twerk. Oh, we dance. Oh, you hurt. I'm indifferent to the general public. I'm the worst. Don't address me as I'm just a person. Alright, so the whole front Vanos cover's off. I made a mess getting it over here because it was burning my hands. Wait until your car cools down. I did not wait. I got it on my workbench now, which is kind of just storage for cool parts, as you can see.
I got it on my workbench now. Now I'm gonna start disassembling it.
Call me sir. I pull up like till I bring a chauffeur. 20 hours, 20 hours. I remember plenty times close friends coward. She think that she's not mine when it moves sour. She be cracking on my shot, I think she think I'm Bowser. Creamy, nah, on a man, start night in a J. I'm on demon time, I'm on 10.
I'm letting this seal sit in there so it takes shape, and then I'm gonna pull it out and do the other side.
I'll stop recording till I vent. What's the words? I be made him really ride, make him jerk. We seen him made him bust a bot, make him twerk. Oh, we dance, oh, you hurt. I'm indifferent to the jump.
So this side's done. I just need to torque it down to, I think, 7 foot-pounds. So I'm gonna do this side now, and this side does not have a spring in it, so it should be a little easier pushing it down. And this side is filled with oil, so it's gonna make a mess. So here's a visual of the play in the seals. And I'll show you when I put the new seals in.
Chauffeur, every night since she been calling me just to give her 2 cents. It ain't new to me, it come when you make bands. What's the scrutiny? I've been here since back then, back when.
Alright, so this one's in there, and it has like no excessive movement, whereas before it was rocking all over the place. So this is definitely gonna make a difference.
Since we were just friends, all this jewelry made someone I don't like.
I'm going back on with the Vanos. It's finally cooled down, and I already cleaned the gasket surface on both, so I'm just gonna press it right on.
All this bougie shit I hope would subside. It was news to me that you just like the life I gave. One touch shit. You know I got plenty people that can get you love me. I told her like just a bit. Back from my childhood, I'm scared to dive in. Let me talk to you. She gon' get away regardless. I think she in voodoo. I've been on my shit. I feel like a house fly. You're a cushion, got me deep inside of my mind.
Now I have the front basically back on for the Vanos. Now I just need to attach the Vanos oil line, and then it's just put the valve cover on, and then whatever I moved out of the way for the valve cover put back together, and basically done. Everybody uses their preferred RTV. I use the black Permatech Flex for oil stuff. So you just put a little bit around where the front case is, or the front Vanos case I should say. I don't know the proper term for it. And then around where it cuts out to these half moon shaped things in the front and rear.
What's the words? I've been hearing plenty talk. It's absurd. We seen him made him really ride, make him jerk. We seen him made him bust a bot, make him twerk. Oh, we dance, oh, you hurt. I'm indifferent to the general public. I'm the worst, I'm just a person. Call me sir.
Alright, so the valve cover's all tightened down. Now I just need to put the coil packs on and fix the wiring over here, and then it'll be basically all back together. So the car is all back together now. Let me show you what I ended up doing. But I also got the mod bug. I really just wanted some more power. So let me show you what I did. So all the stuff's back together. I'm just waiting to let the RTV sit a little bit before I start it. But I just really wanted some more power. So I ended up putting a nice filter on it that I just had from one of my other cars. And I just made it work on the math, squeezed it on there. And yeah, now this thing really should rip. This thing is basically an M3 now, so I'm extremely happy. I'm so glad I thought of this, because now it's with the Vanos rebuild and this, oh my, it is gonna fly. I put the front little scoop thing on, so it's got straight cold air going into it. Man, this is gonna be amazing. All right, so obviously I know that's not gonna add power. It's gonna decrease power probably, but I just wanna see what it sounds like. I had that filter sitting around and I just thought to put it on there, so we'll see. But I'm gonna let the RTV drive, and then I'll drive it and see how it is. Should be a lot better, especially because of the filter. This thing won't shut up. There it goes. All right, let's see how it does. Cool. hear it sucking. So everything under the hood looks good. Intake sounds good. I'm gonna take it for a drive now and see if it performs any better. Let's get a little intake sound. Oh yeah. Well, the BMW at least made it home. The E46, it definitely has a little more low down power now, a little more torque. Nothing crazy, but it is a little bit noticeable. So that's good. It'll probably run more efficient and everything now. Yeah, this wasn't to gain a bunch of power or anything. This was just some maintenance that kind of needs to be done with these cars. So that's going to be it for this episode of the E46. I'm still waiting on parts. The next video I'm going to redo the CCV because those go bad, and I just want to do mine before it goes bad. It might even be bad. But yeah, I want to do that and probably rebuild my DISA valve as well. And that should be it for really the maintenance items on the car. It's really solid otherwise. The whole reason for me doing all this maintenance is because I decided to keep the car a little longer. I'm going to sell my S2000 instead of this one, I think. So yeah, I'm going to hang on to the car a little bit more. So I just want it maintained, and if I do decide to turbo it, then all the maintenance is already done. Normally people, they try to turbo a car and then the car still needs maintenance stuff done, and then they just like do it poorly. So I want it well maintained before I even think about putting a turbo on it and adding power. So that's the whole reason why I'm doing all this now, if I turbo it. But if not, it's just good to maintain your cars, especially these types being so finicky. But that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned.